right. Well, thank you, Greg. We kick off your Tuesday with some inspiration or hurdle over what stands in your way. And that's what Laura Richardson had to do when she found that she no longer recognized the woman in the mirror. Excuse me, I want to make sure I get her name right, Laura Richards. But she joins me to share her story and how she found her way back. So good morning to you. So excited to be talking to you.
I'm so glad to be back. Thanks for having me.
Of course. Okay, so you experienced this firsthand. Break down what you mean when you say you didn't recognize yourself in the mirror anymore.
Yeah, I felt like a shell of a person and I had lost joy for things that used to make me happy. And I kind of had this heaviness, maybe sort of some sort of depression that I just couldn't shake. And, when you've been in abuse, your body has aches and pains that you can't even pinpoint.
Interesting. Okay, so I want to pop this picture up that we have. You took this picture about a month ago before you told your husband that you wanted a divorce. Now, you were married for a very long time and you call it a toxic relationship. So, how did it contribute to the way you felt in this picture right here?
Yeah, I remember that time. It was about a month before we decided to get a divorce. And, over time, your body it feels like everything is slowly eroding. And the love that was once there has turned into control and manipulation and fear. And so it kind of drains you mentally, physically, spiritually. And I walked on eggshells daily and I was always anxious and never at peace.
I can only
So I,
imagine what that's like. My good. And like you said, you're never at peace. Your mind is constantly thinking about what is coming next, if there's something that's coming next. Now,
right.
some women may think losing their identity means that they failed altogether. And I think it's hard not to feel that way when you feel like just
Yeah.
like you said, almost like you're deteriorating. And so you say it's a signal though. Tell me how so.
Right. So losing your identity is proof that it's not proof that you failed. It's a sign. It's a signal that you need to be listening to your body and really think about, am I just surviving? Am I thriving? Am I really living anymore? And that's what you have to be aware of. That's what I usually teach is awareness. Think about what's going on in your body, and it's sort of your wake up call to figure out what's next.
Yeah, yeah. Well, tell me, because a lot of people teeter on that line. Should I get a divorce? Should I not? Is this really the issue? Is it more of a me problem? So, after you
Yeah.
did get that divorce, did you feel yourself starting to heal? Did you feel yourself on a new journey?
Yes, of course. And it's you're going to feel maybe unsure of getting the divorce, but you have to really think about divorce is heartbreaking, but it also gave me the space to finally begin healing. And it was the first time I could breathe and start figuring out what I wanted outside of what I was living in, which was abuse.
Yes,
And it didn't instantly heal me, but it opened the door to rebuilding.
I like that. It opened the door, right? Because I think a lot of the times we think things are just going to happen overnight and it's going to be fixed like that. And
Right.
unfortunately, that's just not the way it works. You did
No.
say therapy was a good idea, trauma informed therapy specifically. And so, what
Yes.
exactly is that? Because I'm sure there's tons of people who haven't heard of it, me included. And how does that start the conversation that needs to be had?
If you find yourself that you've been in abuse, then trauma informed therapy is the place to go. It's a little bit different than regular therapy, and it gives you a space to rebuild yourself and not just reliving the pain, but it's also about learning how to live fully again.
Okay, so what questions should women be asking themselves? You even touched on this a little bit. You said it's probably one of the most important questions.
Yes. So women should stop and ask themselves, what did I used to love? What before I was trying to be everything to everyone. And
That's
that's the
big.
first step in rediscovering yourself.
Yes, indeed, because we do get caught up in servicing others, right? It's in our nature, it's in our giving and nurturing nature, right? That we're
Right.
moms and we're best friends and we're wives and girlfriends
Yeah.
and all the things that you want to dump into other people, but it's like, gosh, is my glass full to even be dumping into someone else's? You also say to
Right.
dump into yourself. We should be journaling, which I think this is huge. I mean,
Yes.
everybody should be doing this if it's not just for memories, so you can get your thoughts out.
That's exactly it. You just kind of look at it like it helps you process the pain. It helps you slowly reconnect to who you are, who you were before. It gives you a safe place to let out all the emotions that maybe you can't say out loud. And it helps you see patterns of what triggered you before, but also the proof that you're healing. That's why I recommend with women I work with to constantly be journaling because the little wins will add up to the big wins. And we can't see it unless we're writing it down and reminding ourselves.
Exactly. It's so important. I think, like you said, we get lost in the sauce. And so making sure you're writing it out is so important. Holistic practices are last on your list. Explain exactly what that looks like.
So, when I talk about holistic practices, I mean simple tools like breath work and meditation that calm your nervous system and help you feel safe in your own body again. So, whatever that may be, and your nervous system has been in overdrive if you've been in abuse, and these practices help you, bring calm to your body again. And breath work and meditation are just two of the ways and that you can practice holistic practices. And also, this helps you reduce stress, improve your sleep, and create space for peace.
My goodness, Laura, I'm so glad we were able to have you on again this morning because you have really set the tone for someone this morning. And I'm so glad that you're using what you've went through, your testimony, to help other people out. And so I want to know, where can people find you if they have more questions for you or are just looking to you for more advice?
Sure. I'm at that's where I'm at podcast.com. And I'm all over social media on That's Where I'm At podcast. You can see me there.
Yes, indeed. All right, Laura. Well, thank you so much for joining us this morning. And thank you again for all you're doing in our community.
Thank you.